Okay, this recording is to do with the big increase of reports about these sovereign citizens that we're hearing all over the shop now. So I thought I'd take a look at it and see what we can uncover. All right, I'm just going to play patches here and there just to get the gist of it. So here we go.
A former magistrate has hit out at the sovereign citizen movement, saying none of them has successfully proven their case. So what exactly is this group about?
Sovereign citizens, they look just like you and me, only they're exempt from the laws of the land, aren't required to pay taxes, and don't have to obey the will of courts, either law or food. At least that's what they believe.
Okay, so just remember they said laws of the land. Okay, so that's what they're calling these corporate rules that they've put in place. They've actually switched them around and called them laws of the land. Most people who have been following this for years will know it's the inversion, right? They're not laws, they're just the whim of people who wish to dominate and control, which they use the term, or they use this structure, the legislative structure and the legal structure, to fool people that that is actually what is law when it's not. And they'll never explain the difference between the two. Yet you'll hear them often use the word legal, etc. So now they're going to show you a bunch of people doing free man the land stuff, saying they come under LORE, etc., etc. And then they're going to mix it with the Magna Carta. So I'm going to see if I can find that bit where it does. Oh, here it is. So this is where he says it's like Magna Carta.
They often cite Magna Carta in their defence. Not Jay-Z and Beyonce's little-known fourth child, but the Charter of Rights agreed to by King John in the...
So there you go, the Charter of Rights agreed to by King John. They're now mocking it, making a connection with these so-called celebrities. Now we're going to go forward to where the actual magistrate is. This guy, have a look at his lazy eyes. Just kind of a quick look at where is he? He's about here somewhere. All right.
Really the extreme end of it, and people seem to be after a quick fix to avoid penalties and fines and their own liability for things that would otherwise be crimes.
So this guy's, I can't remember, someone helping or something like that, his name is. He's the one who's going to show up in all the things to do with sovereign citizens. So it's funny, they've just got one guy now. He's like their expert. He just makes a bunch of absurd assertions that are not based on anything that's actually discoverable. But obviously when you don't really pay attention to what's true, you're just going to go with what the TV feeds you. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I've actually done it on the Voice of Freedom on the Magna Carta Learning Centre. So I broke that down. It's lesson 28, guys, if you want to see it. It's on the Num2K channel. So I'm just going to go to the next one now. So just bear with me 1 second. You'll see the same guy appears as well. Okay, so this one's appeared, 9? Yep, 9.com.au. The one most people have seen with the ripped the window out of the car. What's the heading here? What is the sovereign citizen movement? And I'm just going to scroll down. I'm just going to go past a lot of stuff. I don't really want to go over old territory, but I just want to see if I can find the guy's name. Where is he? He's up here. There he is. His name's It's the Spectrum, David Halpern. He's the Dean of Law at Southern Cross University. So he goes on gibbering about stuff. And here he goes, says, challenge the law by raising old common law doctrines, right? And concepts of sovereignty. Right there, they've given the game away. Right, but he's calling it a doctrine, but it's not. It's actually that which is bound by morality, and which was the agreement by which we the people, know the fundamental difference between what's moral and what's immoral. That's why we all get a moral compass. But he's changing it to sound like it's some fictitious invention, some old relic that's got nothing to do with modern day living, right? So very clever, deceptive language to cast a spell on that which is real and make people believe the opposite. But then they actually do something really, really fascinating, right? They actually give up the truth. So for some reason, it's part of their ritualistic cult. They have to give you some truth. They just have to. So here it goes. The exact reason for behind this varies within the movement. No surprises given its uncentralized nature. But the idea of false governments is a common one for sovereign citizens around the globe. See, so they're even saying governments are false, right? But they're going to put it in a way where it makes you crazy for believing that. And here comes the best part. One prevalent thought is redemption theory, which asserts the US, which is where the movement began, went bankrupt in 1933 What happened in 1933? Does anyone remember? It's a Great Depression. When it abandoned the gold standard, these things are all verifiable, by the way, it claims the government then began using its citizens as collateral in agreements with other nations. Redemption theorists, so they always call you a theorist, right, go on to claim each person therefore has a monetary value up to millions of dollars stored in the secret US Treasury Department account. That's all the birth certificate stuff, guys. It's just telling you right there. And the CQE trust, listed under someone else's name. When I say someone else's name, they mean that fictitious invention where it looks like your name, except it's in all capitals. And if you know your styles and titles, all capitals means that it's a dead fiction. It's like a way to, what's the word? I think it's called capitis diminuto in Latin. It's to diminish your status, right? And if you have a look at most tombstones, they'll all be in capital letters. So really it just means you're a dead entity, a dead fiction. And that's what they've been doing. Anyway, I want to go down to where this ASIO guide pipes up, right? And this is what I've said in the past, that the word sovereign citizen is code for domestic terrorists. And he actually says it. So here he is, Mike Burgess, the ASIO Director General, mentioned the risk of sovereign extremists in his 2022 threat assessment speech. So, right, they're setting up this movement, these people who want to stand on principle, who have moral courage. They're setting them up to be looked at as extremists that need to be punished severely, right? So this is a way they get the everyday punter, your neighbour, if you stand for freedom, to see you as a threat to their freedoms. Therefore, they're going to cheer any violence, and they're planning extreme violence, that's going to come your way. So he says it here. Some of the alleged violent acts of the recent old Parliament House protests are a case in point. Now, that was a massive psyop there. That was a false flag event, anyone who paid attention to that. So they were setting this up, the little pieces all the way. Remember, they always plan ahead. They were dropping them all in. The individuals involved were driven by a diverse range of grievances, including anti-vaccination agendas, conspiracy theorists, always a theorist, and anti-government sovereign citizen beliefs. Burgess isn't the only top intelligence official to warn of the dangers of such beliefs, right? So, this is, they're all setting it up, right? That we're domestic terrorists. I'm just trying to find where it actually says the word domestic terrorist. Here we go. Back in 2011, FBI's counter-terrorism analysis section stated it considers sovereign citizens extremists as comprising a domestic terrorist movement, and it remains serious to this day. We know there's been many cases of violence from sovereign citizens in the US, including shootings of police, right? So, they're always setting up, you're shooting the law, right? You're outlaws. About 15% of domestic terrorism load, according to FBI, in the US over the last 5 years were sovereign citizens, right? So here we go, the bad guys. Most notable in Australia was December 22. Everyone who wasn't aware of that was a massive false flag there, setting up the sovereign citizens, of course. So you know what? So we are, or if you are a sovereign citizen or labelled that, but you're a terrorist, so you deserve everything that's coming to you by the so-called law. Said, killing 2 Queensland constables, there they are, the names, and by so-and-so, right? So I'm just going to pause it there. So I'm going to come back and do more on it. This is just part 1.